everyone, and welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. I'm Tony Schiavone, here with Jim Ross and with Booker T. And today on Collision or Hit, we're going to have Hi everyone, it's me, Tony Schiavone, here with Jim Ross and here with Booker T. And today on on Collision or Hit, we're going to have Father Yule here today on Collision or Hit. You know, and that's going to be a good show here today. That's right, Jim Ross says. We're going to see Father Yule here today on Collision or Hit, Santa Claus, whatever you want to call him. And it'll be good to see him. I don't know if it'll be good to see him or not, Booker T says. He overkeeps his welcome. He's all over the stead from the 11th month going into the 12th month, you know. He always... And I think he should not show up until then. That's my belief. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Yule. It is I, Santa Claus, Father Yule here, and I just come here, you know, to wish everyone a happy Yule. And I want to say that I'm sorry for what I did yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown when I won the TWF 24/7 winnings. And I know a lot of folks are now going to think ill of me after that and say, you said you didn't want to wrestle, you didn't want to fight, but then you won the TWF 24/7 winnings. Yeah, I did, and that was a mistake of mine, you know, and now I want to make it right, you know. But then when I did win the TWF 24/7 winnings, I lost it to Ricochet, who himself then lost it back to Xia Li, who is also the TNA Woman Heavyweight Fighter. You got that right, Father Yule. I, the TWF 24/7 fighter. A strap that when WWE had it from 29 between YL to 2022 YL, a lot of folks didn't like it. Shamed it, guilted it, say that it didn't have any glee or happiness to it. But the TWF has one, and we still have one. And I want to know, Father Yule, why did you want to win it for me yesterday? Well, yesterday, I wasn't thinking clearly, alright? I wasn't thinking right. I made a mistake, Xia Li. And I do want to say that you are a good TWF 24/7 fighter. You know, you won it most likely more times than R-Truth won the WWE 24/7 winnings, and he won it sundry times. Well, you what, Father Yule? You want to win it again? No, I do not want to, I don't want to win the TWF 24/7 winnings again, under the grounds that I wouldn't be here. I only show up from, like, you know, the 11th month, you know, going into the 12th month, and then, you know, for the rest of the year, I'm, like, gone. So, no, I wouldn't want that. And it also wouldn't be fair, you know, to the other... Shit! Stand up! And it also would not be fair to the other TWF wrestlers, fighters, overstars, whatever you want to call them. You know. I don't want to say anything Tony Schiavone said, but I believe that is Varia, one of the fight keepers, you know, here, you know, one of the fight keepers, you know, in the toy, you know, there. And that can only mean one thing. The TWF 24/7 winnings is on stake. Tony Schiavone said. Yeah, Jim Ross said, look out. What's going on, Santa Claus says. 1, 2, and a kick out. Who would have thought, Jim Ross says, the 24/7 winnings would have happened right in lead of Father Yule, Tony Schiavone said. Well, Jim Ross says, Ricochet took Xia Li by struck. No one saw Xia Li coming. Well, that's right, Booker T said. That's the only way you can win the TWF 24/7 winnings. And now Ricochet going down on Xia Li. And I'll tell you what, Booker T says, if Ricochet wins it, it'll be an early Yule gift for him. Or I guess an early Gathering of Lights gift or early Gathering of Followership gift. I don't know. 1, 2, and a kick out. Hold it, Father Yule says. Ricochet, what are you doing that for? It's a 24/7 winnings, Father Yule. Santa Claus, that's the oversight. And Xia Li, come back. Oh, and Xia Li just knocked out Ricochet with one of her strikes. And Ricochet is out. Xia Li, not only the TWF 24/7 fighter, but also the TNA woman heavyweight fighter as well, Tony Schiavone says. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li. Well, wow, Booker T says, Ricochet, bitching about how he never won any good straps during his time in WWE, and isn't doing that well in his time in AEW, and he's going to worry about the TWF 24/7 winnings. Give me a break. Now, Xia Li, I don't want to win the TWF 24/7 winnings. Alright? Like I said, I am not a wrestler. I'm not a fighter. I'm not an overstar. That's a lie, Booker T says. He won a WWE 24/7 winnings and 29 between YL. Don't believe him, Xia Li. Would you stop? Tony Schiavone says. Santa Claus is not a wrestler, not a fighter, not an overstar, or whatever you want to call folks that wrestle in a wrestling ring. That's right, Jim Ross said. Santa Claus has never been known to be a wrestler or a fighter or overstar, though. I just want to wish you a happy Yule, Xia Li, and I just want to say I'm sorry for what happened yesterday. Well, guess what? Forgiveness is given. I forgive you too. Happy Yule. And Xia Li's getting out of there. And Ricochet's like, did you see where Xia Li went? Xia Li left the ring, Ricochet. That's all I know. God hell with it. Did you curse in the lead of Santa Claus or Father Yule? That's it! You're on the bad list now. I'm on the bad list now? Yeah, you cursed. Well, I didn't mean to curse. It was a mistake. All right, you're on the good list again. Oh, hi, Father Yule. Hi, Varya. Well, that was a kind of weird time here in Collision or Hit, Tony Schiavone says, where Ricochet went after Xia Li and wanted to win the TWF 24/7 winnings back for the 2th time, but that didn't happen. And Santa Claus, Father Yule was in the ring the whole time. He was struck about everything was going on. And he even won the strap yesterday. I'm telling you, Booker T says it's going to happen. He's going to do something, and you're going to see him as a TWF 24/7 fighter once again. That's going to happen. Well, only time will tell if that's true or not, Tony Schiavone says. Only time will tell if that truly happens, Jim Ross says. Or you're just making things up, Booker T. Alright, take it away, Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Xia Li here today on Collision or Hit. If you can get a small speaker up. Alright, Xia Li. You're still the TWF 24/7. Stand up. You're still the TWF. Oh, stand up there. You're still the TWF 24. Ah! Fuck. Well, you're still the TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li, and you had your dealings with Ricochet. Yeah, I went out there, to be with Father, you old Santa Claus, whatever you want to call him. And then Ricochet thinks that he's going to win my TWF 24/7 winnings again. Well, that's the last mistake he have ever made. Because I don't go on losing my TWF 24/7 winnings to no one. Not Ricochet, not Santa Claus, not anyone. This strap has been mine on and off since I came here in the TWF at the end of the 11th month of 2023 YL. Yes, it has been. And I must say, you have won a TWF 24/7 winnings and held it most likely longer than anybody else that's had the TWF 24/7 winnings. That's right. And I will start the year the TWF 24/7 fighter, and I'll end the year as a TWF 24/7 fighter. Well, that's my talk with Xia Li. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Xia Li here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got it for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, with Jim Ross and Booker T. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.